peasants of the world. It's the Queen here with a very special Christmas message. You've all been very, very naughty boys and girls this year, haven't you? And you're not going to get any presents. And as for that Prince Andrew, oh my goodness, well all I can say is I hope his children are very, very proud. Very, very proud indeed. It's been a horrible year for the royal family as well this year. We're down to our last £46 billion. I don't know how we're going to heat Buckingham Palace next year, but luckily for us, Prince Philip has been to the local food bank and he's stolen all the food, so at least we're not going to go hungry. Thank you everyone, all my loyal subjects of England. I will pass you over now to our regularly scheduled programming.
Alright Pebbles, yeah it's me, Cockney Dave. Shut up, you know you fucking love me. Hear that Queenie, she's a bit of a fucking girl, isn't she mate? I'll tell you what, I'd give her one in the back of my Cortina any day of the fucking week. Oh fucking hell, I think I've just been demonetised mate. I've been fucking demonetised for that comment. Oh no, wait a minute, I'm being taken off air. What are you doing? You can't do this to Cockney Dave. Everyone loves the Cockney.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and I'd just like to say a very special Merry Christmas to you all. Yes, hopefully this video will go out at 3 o'clock, the same time as the Queen's message. So just ignore that and listen to that one at the beginning, because that's far better than any message you're going to get from the Queen. Yes, you know she records them about a week in advance, don't you? Yeah, it's a week in advance. I did mine on Christmas Eve, don't you know? Christmas bloody Eve. Anyway, hello everyone. What could be better than Christmas on F1 97. Yes, we are back with our driver, Mr. Gabriel Tarquini, for round 8 of the championship, and we are in France. Oh, France. Oh, mon Dieu. Mon Dieu. Yes, we are at the French Grand Prix, everyone. No, it's not that stupid circuit that they've got these days. Yes, you know, that one with all the squiggles, all the lines on the track, and oh my goodness, you don't know where you're going. Not that one. No, this is Magny-Pause. Magny-Pause, yes, the original circuit in France, which was in Formula 1 back in 1997. And let's see what time our fantastic driver of choice, of course, which is Mr. Gabriel Tarquini, is going to put in. He's currently in pole position at the moment. This, is, of course, is his second lap. As you can see in the background, the sky is getting pretty overcast. Looks like it may rain towards the end of this qualifying session. Of course, this is a 1 hour qualifying session at the gorgeous Circuit of France. But let's see how Mr. Gabriel Tarquini is going to do. Anyway, while he's going around the circuit, I'd just like to make a special announcement, and that is to thank you all. Oh, Mr. Gabriel Tarquini's got a little bit wide there, so I don't think he's going to improve on his time. Alexander Albon is currently in the lead at the moment with a 1:13.915. Let's see what time Mr. Gabriel Tarquini is going to do as he crosses the line, and it's going to be... Oh dear. Where is he? Where is he? It's not telling us. It's not telling us. Anyway, I'd like to say a special thank you to everyone out there who has watched a F1 Games PlayStation video this year, or maybe last year, or maybe 5 years ago, because of course we celebrated our anniversary this year, 5 years on YouTube. Yes, 5 years of the Dave, which I think is too much for anyone to handle, really. Too much for anyone to handle, but we will persevere and we will get through it, everyone. Yes, this year has been a great year for F1 Games PlayStation. We've reached several milestones. Some of them, of course, has been the 5-year anniversary, but also one of my videos sort of mini blew up on YouTube. Mini blew up on YouTube, yes, and got me quite a few views, which was very, very appreciated, of course. And then, of course, there's all you lovely people out there, all my beautiful, sexy subscribers who sit there and watch my videos and make all those comments. And I pride myself in answering everybody's comments. Even when that video blew up and I was getting quite a few comments in a day, I did manage to get through all the answers. The only thing that annoys me about YouTube is that sometimes I get comments that come up and I can't actually reply to them. It must be some sort of glitch with YouTube, I don't know. But I try and answer every single comment if I can. Anyway, Mr. Gabriel Tarquini is coming in to the pits, and we're going to see now how qualifying is going to progress as we fast forward through the next 15 minutes. At the moment, George Russell is in pole position, of course, in the Williams. Hulkenberg is in second place. Alexander Albon is in third. Gabriel Tarquini is in fourth. And Lewis Hamilton in the Tyrrell is in fifth position. So let's see what happens now. At the moment, no cars have improved on their times. Russell's still in the lead. Russell's still in the lead. Let's have a look. Wait a minute. Yes, we've got movement now. The Hill Race driver has gone into third place in the McLaren with a 1:12.915.
5. And Le Mans Grosjean goes into... Oh, look at this, everyone. Turunga Leela, the qualifying specialist, has gone into 5th position now. Sebastian Vettel now has pole. There's only just over 2.5 minutes left of the session. Unfortunately, we can't go out again because, as you can clearly see, it is absolutely pissing down. So we're not going to be able to improve on our time of a 1:14.4. So unfortunately, we are going to start the race in 14th position. Yes, 14th position, which is a little bit unfortunate, but there you go. But it looks like Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari is going to start in pole position. Yes, pole position. And George Russell in the Williams is going to be in 2nd place. And Leela looks like she's going to qualify in 5th position with Robert Kubica in 6th. So there's the final results then. Let's go now to Murray Walker on the grid.
This is Magny-Cours at Nevers, where we're about to see the French Grand Prix. The track here has only been in use since 1991, and to be honest, it's not much liked, although it is the home of the French Grand Prix. It's a track that teams find very difficult to set a car up for. It's very smooth and it's got quite a strange selection of corners, especially the extremely tight bend into the starting straight. In 1996, this was the scene of yet another Hill victory. After he took over the lead early on from Michael Schumacher, he retired with engine trouble.
So here we go then, always the most exciting part. Don't forget, of course, no replays, no flashbacks. You make one mistake and it's game over. From 14th position as the 5 lights go out for Gabriele Tarquini, and we say go, go, go. And it's away he goes. A pretty decent start as we go to turn 1. Got a Menage off to the right hand side. Got to be very, very careful. We've got one of these Stewarts as well. And he's very, very cautious into turn 1. Up into 13th place already for Gabriele Tarquini. Just going around this very, very tight and very, very long right-hander at the gorgeous Magny-Cours circuit. Yes, all right, I know it's Magny-Cours, but I'm just making a little joke there. Yes. Anyway, so we continue on now. 13th place as we go into the next turn. This is going to be a very, very tight right-hander indeed as Carl's pulling out in front of Gabriele Tarquini. Does he try and get past the Stewart car? No, not at the moment. So still holding on to 13th place. I think we're going to go for a one-stop strategy in this race because, of course, he started pretty far down the grid, so he's only going to stop once. Hopefully the other cars are going to stop twice. That's the plan anyway. But as you can also see in the background, it's looking pretty overcast still, so it may rain before the end of these 20 laps in this Grand Prix. So, still chasing this car in front as we go underneath some more signage. We've got McDonald's and we've got the Renault Scenic. Yes, who remembers the Renault Scenic? Didn't they make a supercharged version of that in one of the Gran Turismos? It was absolutely mental, I do believe. If my memory serves me right, I do believe it had a absolutely mental engine in the back of that Renault Scenic in one of the Gran Turismos. Anyway, we continue on. Just about to complete lap 1 of this Grand Prix on the Formula 1 97 calendar, which is round 8 at Magny-Cours in France. And we complete lap 1, still in 13th place and chasing Alexander Albon. But as I say, you just saw in the left-hand corner there, the Ferrari is behind me and he tried to sneak past us. But we're holding on, or should I say Gabriele Tarquini is holding on to this 13th place. Well, it's unlucky for someone. It's a little bit unlucky for Gabriele because he doesn't seem to be making any ground on the car in front, which is Alexander Albon. Just looking in the rearview mirrors there. Yes, he has got a Ferrari right up his chuff. Yes, a Ferrari. I'm not quite sure who that is, of course. We should find out on the timing screens at some point. Well, of course, it's not Sebastian Vettel because Sebastian Vettel is still in the lead and 9 seconds ahead of Gabriele Tarquini now in the Ferrari cars. He makes a move on the Stewart and he gets past. Yes, up into 12th place now. Next target is one of the Prost. That's either Carmen Jorda or Regina Hertz in the Prost team. Yes. So, is he going to get past any of the girls? Well, we'll find out in a moment. They're battling with one of the Saubers that are in front at the moment, which of course is either going to be Kimi Räikkönen or Giovinazzi as he goes past one of the Prost cars. Yes, that's either, I think it may be Carmen Jorda. I think Regina Hertz is higher up the field at the moment, but he gets past anyway, up to 11th place now. Unfortunately, nowhere near the points because we need 6th position to even get one single solitary World Championship point. Okay, end of lap 2 now. Thankfully, there's been no incidents at the start of the race, so we haven't got to come in for an early wing change. So it's not looking too bad at the moment as we start lap 3. Still chasing this car in front though. Still chasing the Sauber and not making much inroads. And unfortunately, at the bottom of the screen is not giving us much information about what's happening in the race. Oh, here we go. So we're 13 seconds now behind Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. Still chasing the car in front in 11th place.
for Gabriele Tarquini in the beautiful Jordan Peugeot. Yes, the beautiful Jordan Peugeot car, which is a very decent car in 1997 in real life. Of course, driven by Ralf Schumacher as he goes up onto the grass there. A little bit of corner cutting for Gabriele, but he's okay. He's holding on to this 11th place as he goes very, very wide up onto the curbs. You have to be careful of the curbs because you will spin out on this game. Yes, auto spin curbs were even in F1 97. Yes, so you got to be careful. You can't ride high up on those curbs or you will spin round. Hey, here we go. Oh, it's gone. Sebastian Vettel is in the lead. In second place, it's George Russell in the Williams. In third position, it's Nico Hülkenberg. Fourth place for Daniel Ricciardo, fifth for Kubica, and sixth is Turanga Leela. Turanga Leela in the sister. I get so excited, I do apologise, but I do get so excited for the teammate of Gabriele Tarquini. Turanga Leela is ahead of us in sixth position. Wowzers, absolute wowzers. At the moment, he's on for a single solitary World Championship point, and the car ahead of us now is Kimi Raikkonen in that Sauber. Yes, Kimi Raikkonen. And we're now 16 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel on lap 4 of this Grand Prix. I have to say it's looking a little bit more overcast in the background. I've got a feeling it may rain in France. Of course, France is very close to England. Well, about 22.5 miles away if you go straight across the sea. And that means, of course, that the weather is pretty similar at times to English weather, which means basically it pisses hard all day. Yes, it pisses hard all day in England. Yes, in case anybody didn't know, it's always raining, especially during the winter. Well, and the summer, in fact. Sometimes it rains more during the summer than it does in the winter. Anyway, so at the moment, Sebastian Vettel still in the lead over George Russell. Less than a second now. George Russell is really fighting back in that Williams. Of course, the Williams is a little bit faster in 1997 than, of course, this Ferrari. Don't forget, in the early rounds of the real-life 1997 season, Michael Schumacher really struggled with that Ferrari car. I think in the second race of the season, he was really under pressure from one of the Benettons, which was Gerhard Berger. Yes, it's contact with Gabriele Tarquini in the rear end from that Ferrari, which gets past. Oh my goodness, but Gabriele Tarquini is not giving up on this move, and he goes for a dive. No, he goes up onto the grass, has to slow down. So he's lost the position to the Ferrari on lap 5, and now we've got a Prost trying to get past him. Oh, he's gone too wide. He's almost gone into the barrier there. Oh my goodness, he's lost a huge amount of positions. That is a fundamental mistake. He just had to brake too hard there, and he didn't manage to get the car turned around, and he's down to 15th place now for Gabriele Tarquini on Christmas Day. 15th position. This could be a disaster at France for Gabriele Tarquini. Anyway, as I was saying, in the second Grand Prix of the season in real life, Michael Schumacher was even under pressure from Gerhard Berger in one of the Benetton cars. Yes, at one point, because he was just really slow. Anyway, he did manage to speed up towards the end of the season, and of course there was the epic fight back in the last round of the championship, which we won't go into because of course everyone knows what happened there, when Michael Schumacher, in a desperate attempt to win the championship, smacked straight into the side of Jacques Villeneuve's side pod. But unfortunately he came off worse in that time, unlike with his collision with Damon Hill, and Jacques Villeneuve went on to win the championship, of course. So this is now lap 6, down to 14th position for Gabriele Tarquini. Still chasing the car ahead though, still chasing the car ahead. He's not going to give up on this, but as you can also see now, it's going very dark, very dark. The clouds have all but disappeared now, and that looks like heavy rain conditions are about to explode their milky goodness all over the all over the circuit now, all over the circuit soon, and it's going to rain, and that's going to absolutely turn this race on its head if that happens. Absolutely turn this race on its head. And Gabriele Tarquini goes wide again. He's got to defend the exit because there's going to be a car right up his chuff. If he doesn't, they're going to get past him. So 14th position now for Gabriele Tarquini, and he's chasing the car ahead, which I've forgotten what it is now because I was waffling away about real life races in 1997, as Sebastian Vettel is still in the lead on lap 6 with Ricciardo in second and Kubica in third position. So who is the car ahead now? Who is the car ahead? It's a white car, and they're going into the pits, whoever it is. In fact, there's a huge amount of cars coming into the pits now, so they are making 2 stops, and we're only going to make 1 stop, so we are going to gain the advantage. But of course, if it starts raining, that advantage is going to be completely negated because we are going to have to come in as well. Was that rain? Was that? I thought I saw rain. I thought I saw spots of rain. No, just my imagination. It's just the wonderful graphical engine of F1 97 at the moment. But look out for it. Look out for it, everyone. If you start to see rain, then this race is going to turn on its head. So up into Gabrielle Tarquini had to brake very, very late once again. Up into single figures now for Gabrielle. Ninth position because quite a few cars are coming to the pits. I thought I saw rain. Was that rain? Come on. Was that I'm sure that was rain. I'm sure that was... No, just a bit of graphical glitching, I think. A little bit of anti-aliasing going on there. So, what's that in the background? Looks like a spaceship. Oh no, is that a big wheel or something? Yeah, it looks like a big wheel in the background. Wowzers. I just saw that. I've never actually seen that before. It's amazing if you just look around the circuit how many things you see, because of course when you're driving all you're concentrating on is the track and the car in front of you. You don't look at all this scenery, but as I'm sort of sitting here commentating on it, I'm actually looking in the background now and looking at all the gorgeous scenery and all the buildings and everything, and I look at all the flags in the background. Oh, it's just a fantastic sight. It really is. And you just miss so much if you're actually driving the car than if you're actually sort of commentating on it. You do miss a lot. Anyway, I'm waffling on, so let's continue on. Lap 8 now for Gabrielle Tarquini. Is it raining yet? I'm sure it's going to rain. 13 laps remain of the Grand Prix. Still chasing the car in front. Sebastian Vettel still in the lead. Carlos Sainz now is in second place. Daniel Ricciardo in third. George Russell in fourth. Kubica in fifth. And Hulkenberg in sixth position. So this is not a good race for the Williams. I have to say, this is not a good race for the Williams. But it's not really a power circuit because of all the twists and turns. So they've really negated their advantage. Oh, look at this, everyone. Look at this. We've got Turangalila. Look, there's that big wheel. See it off to the left? There it is. See it? We have Turangalila directly in front of us. Our sister car in the Jordan. Now, what is going to happen here with Turangalila and Gabrielle Tarquini? Is Leela going to let him pass, or is she going to defend the position? Well, we're about to find out. Or maybe she's going to come into the pits because it may be time for a pit stop. Yes, it is. Oh, that's fantastic. That's exactly what we needed. We did not want to get caught up with a battle with our own teammate. But luckily, Turangalila comes into the pits. Gabrielle Tarquini goes past. He's not going to pit until lap 10 at the moment. And I don't know where he is on track now. It's going to tell us in a minute. 12 laps remaining. Sebastian Vettel still in the lead. Kubica now in second. Gabrielle Tarquini is in fourth position, as it says on the bottom of the screen. Yes, fourth position now. And the Hill Race driver is now in fifth position. So there's a confirmation. Yes, we're into fourth position in our Jordan Peugeot. It's Gabrielle Tarquini on lap 9. Almost approaching half distance though, so we are going to have to come in for our pit stop. And I was hoping, we're now 5 seconds behind Hulkenberg as well. I was hoping it was going to rain enough so that we'd go on to wet tyres. But as you can see, it hasn't even started raining yet as we approach the second half of the race, which means we may have to pit again around about lap 15 or 16. Just depends. I mean, it may not rain at all. That's one of the great things about F1 97. Sometimes it doesn't rain at all. It clears up and it all looks good. And sometimes it does rain. Sometimes it pisses down. Sometimes it only spits down. So the decisions on whether to come in for tyres is very, very critical indeed. As we're just about to go past the pits. Is any more cars coming? Just looking over to the left-hand side of the pit lane there. Oh, I think they have. Well, I didn't see them actually in the pit lane, but yes, Gabrielle Tarquini now with a second position on the half-distance lap. Yes, second position. Well, almost a half-distance lap. Second position for Gabrielle Tarquini. Sebastian Vettel still in the lead. Tarquini in second, Kubica in third, and we've got the low fuel warning indicator just off to the right-hand side of the screen there, as you can see, which means Gabriel is going to have to come in for his single solitary pit stop, and he's 14 seconds now behind Sebastian Vettel in that Ferrari car, but he's going to have to come in now and make that stop, which means he's going to lose quite a few positions. I think he may rejoin in about 8th place, I think, maybe 8th, maybe 9th, I'm not quite sure. He was in about 9th before the car started to come in, wasn't he? So I think he may rejoin in 9th place. Yes, look, there is that big wheel. Look, it looks like it's floating above the sky, you see it? And I expect then you get more graphics being drawn in, and that's the crowds. I can't actually see where that big wheel is actually on track when you go around. I can't see it actually get any bigger at any place. We'll look out for that big wheel, everyone. Look out for that big wheel and see if we see it at any other point on the circuit. Anyway, it's time for Gabrielle Tarquini to come in for his pit stop. Half distance now. Let's hope this is a nice fast pit stop. Now unfortunately we got hit up the rear end, so we've got to put a new rear wing on and a new front wing on. Slick tyres, fuel is good, and we're 7th at the moment. I think we're going to be right, as I said, with the 9th place down to 8th. we've rejoined the race, and we may have actually gained one position. And yes, we have. So we rejoin now in 8th position for Gabriele Tarquini. Half the race gone, half of the race still to go. Sebastian Vettel is still in the lead after 10 laps. Carlos Sainz in 2nd now, George Russell in 3rd, Kubica in 4th, and Hulkenberg in 5th, and Daniel Ricciardo in 6th place. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. So as we're going through, and it looks like it's going to be a little, I was just about to say a little bit quiet, but there's a car trying to get past us already. 7th place now is Turunga Leela. She's 5 seconds up the road, which means, unfortunately, if we catch up to her, we are going to have to try and get past. Now, this could be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Sebastian Vettel is now 37 seconds up the road ahead of our Jordan Peugeot driver. Wowzers. Anyway, while it's looking a little bit quiet, I'd just like to say a few more thank you very much to everyone who supported my channel this year. And I have taken a lot of notice about the fact that you seem to like my one-off videos. I'm currently doing 3 career modes at once at the moment. The Fernando Alonso career mode on F1 2019. I've got this F1 97 career mode going. And I've also got, of course, the All Seasons career mode on F1 2016. And I did think to myself that this may be a little bit too much. A little bit too much overkill. Especially if that's all I do on the channel for a few months. And I did take notice of the great support I got from some of my one-off videos, like the Can We Beat the Transit Van video, and of course the Go Cows video on F1 98, which is always a fan favourite and a favourite of mine as well. Oh well, no, we get overtaken by one of the Ferraris there. Down to 9th place for Gabriele Tarquini. The Ferrari goes past. Is he going to make a move to try and get the position back though? Well, I don't think he's going to be able to, because of course there's a lot more horsepower in the back of that Ferrari. Oh, very, very close to the back end of that Ferrari there. That was close. He almost lost his front wing, and that would have been a disaster for getting any points in this race. An absolute disaster for Gabriele. But he holds on steadfastly. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, so it's been a great year for us, for me I should say, at F1 Games PlayStation. And I have taken notice of the fact that you like those one-off specials, so I am going to try and do a few more of them to break up the career modes a little bit, so that it's not basically a whole week of career modes every single week for months on the go. Yes, I do enjoy making those one-off videos. In fact, I do enjoy making them a lot. That is where my passion is making stupid shit up and just, you know, saying, can we do this and can we do that? I've actually got so many ideas for the same sort of videos of that vein. I think I may have to take up doing YouTube full time, to be honest, because I've just got ideas coming at me ear rolls. Yes, coming at me ear rolls. Anyway, 9th position still for Gabriele Tarquini. He's now 44 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel on lap 13 now. Yes, lap 13. Still chasing hard for our superb driver, of course, Gabriele Tarquini, one of the best drivers in Formula 1. Just look up his career on Google and you will see that he was a multiple world champion, and pole positions, well, they just gave up sending out pole positions in the end because he just kept thrashing it every single race. It was amazing, it really was amazing. Then of course I do believe he went on to touring cars, yes, touring cars. In the UK, which was very, very good, because of course at that time Murray Walker used to do the commentary on that, and he used to get very, very excited indeed with Gabriele Tarquini, because they had a reputation in touring cars of being a complete nutball. Yes, he was. He just, it was unbelievable how he managed to throw that touring car around. But anyway, we continue on, lap 14 now of this race. Charles Leclerc is now the car in front of us in 8th position, of course in the fellow Ferrari car. Yes, the fellow Ferrari car. We are of course doing this championship with the 2019 drivers, and yes, in case you're wondering, we will be finished before the start of the real season of 2020. Well, I say that, I'm not quite sure actually, because these are only once a fortnight episodes. We'll be pretty far into it by the time the championship restarts again. Let's put it that way. I think we'll be well over the 3/4 mark. And then of course you're wondering, well, is there going to be a follow-up to this series? Well, the answer to that is going to be a resounding yes. Yes, there is going to be a follow-up to this series. and it's going to be on, yes, you guessed it, Formula 1 98. Yes, Formula 1 98 is coming soon, and the only reason for that is because once again you can change all the drivers' names. Yes, oh my goodness. And the only problem, of course, with that game is it's a complete pile of shite. Anyway, we continue on now. We continue on. Still chasing. 7th place now for Gabriele Tarquini. Obviously, cars have come into the pits. Cars have come into the pits, and we're in 7th place. So we just need one more position, and we're chasing hard to get that 6th position away. Sebastian Vettel's now 30 seconds ahead of us. And he goes, oh, he tried for a little move there to try and get past, but he's got to be very, very careful, of course. Don't want to lose the front wing. And as I said, with the weather, you can see clearly in the background now that the weather has cleared up, so it is not going to rain. It's not going to rain. This is sort of good news. He goes for a pass and gets past. Yes, he does. He's up into the points. I do believe he may be up into 6th place. Yes, there you go. One single solitary World Championship point is now on the cards for Gabriele Tarquini in the Jordan Peugeot. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Yes. Points are always welcome, Ryan, as they used to say in Toka Race Driver. With old Ryan Bitch Tits McCain. Yes. I always loved that saying. Thank you, Mushy Gaming. That was a classic. A real classic. Still chasing the car in front. But now chasing for more points. More points for Gabriele Tarquini. Look, there's that big wheel again. There it is. Wait a minute. Are we going to get any closer to it? Yes, we are a little bit closer to it now. And there it is. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers. So there you go. You do see that big wheel twice on the circuit as you go round. Oh, I'm happy now. I'm very, very happy. I've seen the big wheel twice as we go underneath the shell sign and still relentlessly pursue the car in front. So it looks like we may only be on for 1 point, but that's okay. That's okay. 1 point is better than no points, as they say. So, still chasing. Still chasing. Just going through that sort of S section there. Very, 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 very complicated sections. Of course, on the French circuit, as Murray Walker said in that pre-race start, it's not a circuit that's best liked by the drivers as he goes very well. There's more cars coming in, more cars coming in. Up into 5th now. 5th position for Gabriele Tarquini. 4th, 3rd. No. Any more advancement on 3rd? No, we got a podium though, lads. A podium position at the moment for Gabriele Tarquini. He's up into 3rd place, lap 17. Just a few more laps to go. And you can see the sunlight is now coming out and it's dappling all over the circuit. 19 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel. I don't think we're going to win this. No chance at all against Sebastian Vettel. He's way out in front, but it looks like we are going to get... Oh, no. Contact. No. Don't take Gabriele off. Don't take him off. He's in 3rd place. Oh, wowzers. That was very, very close indeed. Very, very close indeed. But he manages to hang on now. He's hanging on to this podium position on Christmas Day. Is he going to do it, lads? Is he going to get a podium on Christmas Day? Well, hopefully, if this video hasn't been taken off air. Which it could well be. It could well be. So, yes, if you're watching this video, then well done to you, because I'd watch it quick because it may get taken off pretty quickly. Anyway, 17 laps have been completed now of this Grand Prix as we go underneath the mobile signs and complete the last dying seconds of this lap. I'm just going around this very, very complicated section. As I said, Murray Walker said that this is a track that was not best liked by the drivers, and it was very, very complicated to set the car up for, and I quite agree with that. Yes, quite agree with that entirely. It is very, very complicated. Of course, the setups on F1 97 are pretty basic compared to modern day standards. Oh dear. They are pretty basic. You've really just got wings and suspension and, you know, the usual stuff you get on a Formula 1 game, especially on like PlayStation 1, before they started to get into all this complicated bullshit that they put in there these days. But so yeah, it's pretty basic, but yeah, it is still complicated. I think I'm running 30% wings. In fact, most of the races, and if anyone's interested, I do run 30 to 29% wings, except some of the faster circuits where I actually take it down to something like 20% on 15%. I think on one of the circuits I do go all the way down to 7%. But yeah, you never want to run like 50% wings on this game. It's just not worth it. It's not. You just lose so much straight line speed, it's just not worth it at all. So I usually run about 29 to 30% for most of the tracks, and then go down for some of the faster tracks. A few exceptions. I think Hungary I'd go up to about 40%, something like that anyway. But yeah, so it's pretty basic. There's not a lot to adjust, but we continue on. Lap 19 now. 24 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel. Yes, 24 seconds. So we've got no chance of catching him with just 2 more laps to go. But it looks like... Wait a minute. What's happened? I've been waffling on. I didn't notice that... Oh my goodness, I think another car must have come into the pits, because now Gabriele Tarquini is up into second place. Yes, second position. Oh wow. Oh wow, second place on Christmas Day. This is going to be absolutely fantastic, and just what we need. And hopefully we're not going to get a fuel line failure, because that is not what we need. Not what we need on Christmas Day, no. So, still relentlessly pursuing the car in front. So Sebastian Vettel's in the lead. Gabriele Tarquini in second place. Robert Kubica in third. Carlos Sainz in fourth. George Russell in fifth. And Hulkenberg in sixth position. Well, there's a car in front, but that obviously must be a back marker. It can't be Sebastian Vettel. He's way out in front, unless he's got a serious problem with his car, which I rather doubt. In the Ferrari. They were pretty bulletproof in 1997. Well, at least in terms of reliability. It was just the fact that they weren't that fast. Yes, but of course Michael Schumacher got that car and wrung its neck and managed to get as much performance as he could towards the last part of the 97 season, of course. And don't forget, of course, Jacques Villeneuve went through a really serious mid-season slump. Well, to be fair, his season didn't start very well at all in 1997, because of course he crashed out in Australia in round 1, and in round 2 the race had to be restarted after he absolutely mullered it into turn 1 trying to get past Michael Schumacher and went straight off the circuit again. So the race was restarted, because quite a few other cars collided and went off as well. So he didn't have a good start, and he had a really serious mid-season slump, but he managed to put it together towards the end of the season. Anyway, Gabriele Tarquini has now got a Tyrrell in front of him. That's either Lewis Hamilton or Valtteri Bottas. We put them in the best team because we thought that was the only right thing to do. Yes, the only right thing to do. This is the... Oh no! No! Not on Christmas Day, you bastards! No! No! Oh, cock. Now I know how Jesus felt. So there you go then. DNF for Gabriele Tarquini in the championship. Now Sebastian Vettel's in the lead with 44 points. We're in 5th position with 24 World Championship points. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. As always, I'll leave you with some more music from F1 97. Thank you and good night and a very Merry Christmas.